Text. Chapter 1 Monster. Where to escape. Blue Star, Hualong Empire, Yanjing City, Yanjing University. It's winter now. The wind is freezing and the temperature has dropped sharply. 12 o'clock at night. This time is the alternation of old and new time, and it is also the most intense and frightening time of the day when the yin energy is strongest. A beautiful artificial lake stands in a lonely forest, which is a bit scary and gloomy. But at this moment, a sneaky shadow looking left and right slowly groped among the groves of the artificial lake. This is a man about 20 years old. He walked quickly, the phone in his hand still flashing. Looking closer, I found that the man's face was nervous and excited. At first glance, I found that the man's face was dark, his eyes were blurred, and his eyeballs were deeply sunken, making people's hair stand on end. Could this be excessive indulgence? What is this person doing here? But he saw that the man had already arrived on the artificial lake. He shouted softly to the lake, fish fairy, where are you?" "I'm coming." His face was full of urgency. Following the man's shout, a gust of wind suddenly blew across the lake, carrying a strong chill. But suddenly there was a small whirlpool in the lake, and then a woman in blue clothes appeared out of thin air, just like the person in the painting. The woman is wrapped in a layer of hazy mist and has a kind of sacred and inviolable majesty inside. But there is a pair of long white legs exposed outside. She slowly walked towards the man. Her eyes were alluring. Her 3,000 black silk strands were swaying like a waterfall, and her curvy figure made people unable to stop, which made people even more restless in this lonely and sweet night. The man was obviously confused, his eyes were blurred, and he had a lot of laughter. "You're here! I've been waiting for you for a long time." The woman came to the man's side, leaned gently into his arms, and spoke softly close to the man's ear. The man wanted to say something, but was bitten by the latter's cold lips, and then the man slowly fell to the ground with a look of enjoyment. Looking at the unconscious man, the woman gave a coquettish smile. Suddenly, veins popped out of her once alluring face, and fish scales cover her face, making her look as ugly as possible, as scary as possible. This is a fish monster. Just when the fish demon was about to take the next step, suddenly, a soft sigh came from the originally silent forest. "Hey, it's late at night. If you're ugly, don't come out and cause trouble to others." Hearing this, the woman was stunned and immediately looked at the woods warily, showing a meaningful expression. Under her gaze, a young man wearing a security uniform slowly appeared on the artificial lake. Big eyes stared at small eyes, and the atmosphere was a bit awkward. The fish demon woman looked at the man who suddenly appeared, and then saw that the latter was wearing a security uniform. She smiled coldly, and the sharp teeth in her mouth suddenly became alluring. "Where did the stinky security guard come from?" "He's looking for death." The words revealed a fierce face, and he stood up directly from the ground and arrived in front of the man in his security uniform in a split second. This speed could be called a ghost. But the man just watched the fish demon approaching gently with a sneer on his face. The hand that was placed in his trouser pocket suddenly appeared, and a piece of yellow-brown talisman paper appeared, and he slapped the latter on the face. The fish demon didn't expect that the security guard had such a hand. He was suddenly slapped and took a few steps back, but suddenly found that his forehead was burning with pain. What did you do to me?" The fish demon was horrified. "Ha ha. Fish demon, you have done many evil things, and I will take you in today." Su Xiaobai stopped talking nonsense and stepped forward directly. The huge force directly made a dent in the artificial lake. Seeing that the momentum was wrong, the fish demon immediately turned around and came to the artificial lake lightly, suddenly turning into a big black fish and diving into the bottom of the lake. Su Xiaobai jumped in the air, but calmly looked at the calm lake, showing a sneer. I have been preparing for so long, and I will let you run away this time. He tied his hands in knots and muttered to the lake. Strangely, as the man finished speaking, a whirlpool suddenly appeared on the calm lake surface, and a big black fish appeared. Wow! The big black fish turned into the charming woman just now, but her face was pale at this moment, and there was a trace of green blood at the corner of her mouth. She looked at the security guard with resentful eyes, knowing that she was careless and did not dodge. Monster, take your life. The security man roared and killed the fish demon directly. The fish demon looked at the visitor, filled with rage, and burst into flames. A black aura enveloped its body. Asshole, I'll kill you, she roared and charged at the man. On the artificial lake, a man and a demon were fighting fiercely, without even a trace of retreat. However, as time went by, the fish demon was obviously defeated. On the other hand, Su Xiaobai looked calm, as if everything was under control. The fish demon looked at the situation and knew that this bastard had come prepared and was not willing to fight. He suddenly appeared next to the forest and looked at Su Xiaobai coldly. Why don't the green mountains change and the green water always flow? Huh? If you say it, you will be ready to escape. Su Xiaobai sneered. Can you run away? Huan Bai's eyes suddenly turned cold, and a terrible black gas surged out from his body, quickly wrapping his body. His eyes turned red for a moment, and a dark chain suddenly appeared in his hand. Seeing Su Xiaobai's changes, the fish demon was so frightened that he became incoherent and ran away. Unfortunately, the dark chain chased him away. Su Xiaobai watched coldly as the soul chain quickly caught up with the woman and then shrank, dragging the ladder to his side with the ladder's screams. You are you? The fish demon said incoherently, obviously frightened. She never thought that the security guard in front of her was actually a ghost. Haha, fish demon, you have done many evil things. I have been chasing you for a long time, but every time you hide in the water, I can't help you. The spell just cost me a lot of money. You risk your life. Su Xiaobai roared, and with a strong hand, the black chain tightened tighter and tighter. "Ah, Lord Ghost, spare your life. Spare your life." The fish demon screamed desperately. If she was killed now, her soul would be gone. It's a pity that Su Xiaobai ignored it and increased the intensity again. The fish demon was finally wiped out, and his soul was scattered. Ding! In Su Xiaobai's mind, a clear voice sounded. Congratulations to the host for killing a fish demon. The merit of receiving the goods is 10 points. Su Xiaobai didn't make a fuss, and just said lightly, "Open the host message." Ding! Host Su Xiaobai. Cultivation, 40 years. Weapon, soul chain. Level, low-level ghost. Skill, Yong Ai. Su Xiaobai took a deep breath and looked at the night with deep thought. He is a time traveler from the Earth. This planet is called Blue Star. Everything is similar to the Earth, but things are not peaceful here. Demons are rampant, and hundreds of ghosts are resurrected. It seems to be getting more serious as time goes by. Half a year ago, he time traveled into the body of a person with the same name. This person's identity was not simple. He was a ghost messenger from the underworld in the human world. His mission is to eliminate some lonely ghosts and maintain peace. Su Xiaobai shook his head and looked at the cold night. This world is getting more and more uneven. He carried the unconscious man on his back and quietly disappeared into the night. But what Su Xiaobai didn't know was that not far away, a pair of bright red eyes were commenting on all this coldly. Chapter 2, Beautiful Teacher. The night is dark and the wind is freezing. After sending the awesome man who was almost sucked dry by the fish demon back to the dormitory, Su Xiaobai walked alone on the lonely campus avenue, thinking about things in his heart, and slowly approached the security room. Whoosh, but at this moment, a figure suddenly appeared and went straight to Su Xiaobai, leaving only a faint lingering fragrance in the air. Who? Su Xiaobai was furious. How dare he attack him unexpectedly? Just as he was about to take action, he was stopped by a voice coming from his ear. Why is this voice so familiar? Master Su, help me woo-woo, this was a woman's voice. With the faint light, Su Xiaobai could clearly see the person coming. Standing over 1.7 meters tall and weighing 100 kilograms, this figure is perfect, without a trace of fat, at the level of a goddess. The black hair was floating gently in the breeze, with a hint of good smell. Especially after exercising, the two huge peaks in front of the woman were undulating violently. Baizhi has a tall nose, perfect facial features, and his jade-like skin without any blemishes. For a moment, Su Xiaobai was stunned. Master Su! Seeing the man in front of her looking directly at her, Jiang Qianxue felt a little uncomfortable, and her face was red. But it was also exciting to think about being alone on the dark road in the middle of the night. Su Xiaobai finally came to his senses after listening to Jiang Qianxue's call. He touched the back of his head awkwardly and showed a smile that he thought was handsome. Teacher Jiang, why are you here if you don't sleep in the middle of the night? Su Xiaobai asked doubtfully. Could it be that you are feeling empty, lonely, and cold? Or something like that? Could it be that our more than 20 years of single life are coming to an end? Su Xiaobai thought about it. Master Su, I woo-woo. Jiang Qianxue began to sob again, and with her stunning face, it was moving. Teacher Jiang, if you have anything to say, go inside first. It's so cold here. I don't know why, but ever since Su Xiaobai took care of the fish demon, he has been feeling like something is staring at him, and his back has been feeling cold. You must know that I have more than 40 years of Taoism, and with the identity of the ghost and the blessing of Yang eyes, it can be said that I have at least 100 years of Taoism. Could it be that there is a big guy with 100 years of Taoism in Yanjing University? Thinking of this, Su Xiaobai didn't feel well. In the security room, an old-fashioned heating machine was slowly working at the moment, with several bait pieces roasted on it, and the aroma was fragrant. This is the security room, or Su Xiaobai's temporary home. After all, this Shimen is just a security room and a security guard. Normally, teachers and students from Yanqing University would not come here, and those who come here are not human beings. Of course, except Jiang Qianxue. Su Xiaobai casually picked up a piece of baked bait and handed it to Jiang Qianxue, who hesitated for a moment before taking it. The red heater shines on Jiang Qianxue's alluring face, indescribably beautiful. Ahem, Su Xiaobai pretended to cough, reminding himself to be steady. After all, his single status for more than 20 years was not easily broken. If you can't help it, it's okay to break it. Listening to Su Xiaobai's cough, the frightened Jiang Qianxue finally came to her senses. She looked at Su Xiaobai with burning eyes, frightening the latter. Could it be that Teacher Jiang wanted to use force? Master Su, you must help me. Jiang Qianxue begged and spoke with a sad tone. Su Xiaobai's mind twitched. Is this still the superior ice and snow beauty Teacher Jiang? If you have any requests, just ask. Su Xiaobai was already prepared to be defeated. Master Su, there's a ghost. There's a ghost. Jiang Qinxue pulled Su Xiaobai's sleeve and said in a distracted voice. Listening to Jiang Qinxue's words, Su Xiaobai was stunned and immediately thought of something. Yang Yum opened his eyes immediately and looked at the goddess in front of him. Suddenly, Su Xiaobai frowned, revealing a hint of coldness. He actually saw a layer of black gas and an evil aura on Jiang Qinxue's body. It seems that this beautiful teacher is haunted by a ghost. Master Su. Jiang Qinxue looked at Su Xiaobai, who was looking straight at her. Her face flushed, and she felt a little embarrassed, but when she thought about the situation inside the room, she felt panicked. Teacher Jiang, you have been targeted by bad things. Su Xiaobai spoke slowly. I know. Strange things always happen in the villa recently. Jiang Qinxue said pitifully. Every time she wanted to change clothes, she always felt like someone was watching her, and the same thing happened when she took a shower. It seemed like someone was lying down by the window. She didn't even dare to sleep, and her eyes already had dark circles. Master Su, can you help me? Jiang Qinxue said weakly, showing an urgent look. She reported the incident to the school, but no one paid any attention to her. She reported to the security office and was told that she was overworked. Su Xiaobai didn't answer immediately. He just looked at the knight, not knowing what he was thinking. Let's go. Come to your dormitory and take a look. Su Xiaobai said, got up and walked out. Su, Master Su? Jiang Qinxue said weakly, don't you need anything, a charm, a peachwood sword or something? No need. Su Xiaobai's disdainful voice came from outside the house. Oh, Jiang Qinxue curled her lips. Could it be that she had found the wrong person? She had also read about Master Su, who conquered demons and slayed demons on the internet. When she saw the address, it turned out to be Yanqing University, so she turned a dead horse into a live doctor. Yanqing University, classroom apartment, is an independent villa. Every teacher who can live in it is either hardworking or outstanding. Thinking of this, Su Xiaobai couldn't help but look at the frightened beauty Jiang next to her. Could it be that she was a hidden rich woman? My stomach hurts and I want to eat soft rice, hee. But when you think about it, you can't forget the business. Su Xiaobai opened his yang eyes and looked at the independent teacher's apartment. There was a large layer of black fog inside, especially at this midnight. The evil spirit had reached its peak. Teacher Jiang, just stay down there. Su Xiaobai looked at Jiang Qinxue, who couldn't move his legs, and said, then he pushed straight in. Hey, be careful, Jiang Qinxue reminded. Su Xiaobai smiled. It seemed that this iceberg beauty was not too cold. Su Xiaobai came to the door of the villa and pushed open the door. In an instant, a terrible evil aura hit his face. If he was timid, he would have been pissed off. But who is Su Xiaobai? That's just a ghost with its own system. I'm afraid of you, so do it. Under the eyes of Yin and Yang, everything in the villa was exposed. In a corner, Su Xiaobai found the target. Damn, it turns out to be an old pervert. Su Xiaobai, who was cursing, walked in. Chapter 3, Lady Enchantress, Sense of Crisis. A gust of wind blew up from the originally peaceful villa, hitting Su Xiaobai on the face. The latter snorted coldly and strode over to a sinister male ghost in the corner. Su Xiaobai saw clearly that the other party was a male ghost, and he was also an old pervert. Otherwise, why would you go to Jiang Qinxue's villa in the middle of the night? This bastard doesn't even know what he looks like. Looking at his disheveled hair, dull eyes, Two big dark circles, and a lifeless feeling all over his body. Especially his skinny body was comparable to the awesome man Su Xiaobai had just sent to the dormitory. He is obviously an old pervert who indulges in excessive sexual activities. He probably died on the woman's belly. On such a dark night, other people would have been scared to death when they saw this ghost. But who was Su Xiaobai? Ghost Cha, and this ghost is very beneficial to him. It can be said that Su Xiaobai will become stronger as long as he catches ghosts. Just before he killed the fish demon, he still had 30 years of skill. After killing the fish demon, his strength reached 40 years. Thinking of this, Su Xiaobai became energetic. This is not a ghost, but a resource to become stronger. The male ghost was leaning against the corner. He was sitting leisurely and straightened up when he saw Su Xiaobai appear, staring at Su Xiaobai with his two dull eyes. Stare. An old pervert has been detected next to the host. Su Xiaobai had never been disappointed, and the system's cold tone came on time. The information about the old pervert opposite suddenly appeared in Su Xiaobai's mind. Nature. Ghost. Cultivation. 10 years of skill. Martial arts. None. Level. Lonely ghost. The system determines that he is a useless ghost. As the system's evaluation of the male ghost sounded in Su Xiaobai's mind, slowly, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Fortunately, the old pervert didn't know the system's evaluation of him. Otherwise, But what puzzled Su Xiaobai was why such a lonely wild ghost had existed under his nose for so long. After 10 years of cultivation, he was almost as powerful as the fish demon he had just dealt with. After thinking about this, Su Xiaobai turned around and glanced at Jiang Qianxue, who was shivering outside the villa, thinking deeply in his heart. Haha, that little bitch actually found a man. Haha, suddenly. The male ghost in the room spoke gloomily, commenting coldly on Su Xiaobai with his dull eyes, obviously angry. Ha, old pervert, if you know that Uncle Su is here, why don't you just arrest him quickly? Su Xiaobai said coldly, with a joking tone. Only you? It's a pity that such a beautiful beauty will be ruined because of you. The old pervert spoke quietly again, as if Su Xiaobai had become his prey. Evil ghost, talking is useless. You will risk your life. Su Xiaobai went out directly, nodded his hands quickly, and a powerful, infuriating energy quickly covered his hands, full of masculine energy. Seeing Su Xiaobai's posture, the old pervert was obviously stunned. He didn't expect that this ordinary young man could have such a skill. Could it be that he is a cultivator in the human world? While he was stunned, Su Xiaobai had already killed him. But the old pervert with 10 years of cultivation is not someone to be trifled with. He quickly turned into a black mist and disappeared in place, then reappeared in the other corner of the wall. You kid can't catch me. The old pervert hid in the corner and looked at Su Xiaobai gloomily. Su Xiaobai snorted coldly and once again used powerful force to kill the old pervert. The old pervert narrowed his eyes and once again turned into a ball of black flames and disappeared from the place, only to reappear on the other side. Su Xiaobai was not discouraged and attacked again. Outside the villa, Jiang Qianxue opened her eyes wide and looked at Su Xiaobai chasing a dark figure inside. She was already frightened to the point of being incoherent. Is there really a ghost in this world? She was a little confused for a moment. Maybe the world is not as simple as it seems. Su Xiaobai in the room once again threw himself into the air. He looked coldly at the old pervert who was hanging on the lamp holder and looking at him playfully, showing a hint of anger. Boy, don't waste your efforts. You can't catch me. Aha, the old pervert smiled proudly, horrifyingly. Yeah. Su Xiaobai spoke coldly, with a joking smile in his eyes, and then slowly turned on the ghost mode under the shocked gaze of the male ghost. But he saw a black arrogance emerging from Su Xiaobai's body, but this arrogance was different from the old pervert's arrogance. It was an aura with masculine energy in it. Not only that, Su Xiaobai's black eyes turned red in an instant, and a dark iron chain appeared in his hand, with a terrible, evil, and gloomy aura, making the already gloomy room even more terrifying. The old pervert opposite was already frightened into incoherence. He found that he was suppressed by a terrible pressure and could not move an inch. This was a terrifying restraining power, and this soul-locking chain was a ghost. Su Xiaobai didn't give him a chance to think more, and with strong murderous intent, he just dragged the soul chain towards the old pervert. No, don't, the old pervert begged, and fell to his knees with a thud under Su Xiaobai's pressure, trembling all over. You have done many evil things. Tonight I will give you a ride. Su Xiaobai said coldly, his tone full of the aura of a superior. No! Master Goecha, spare your life. Spare your life, the old pervert begged again, his tone frightened. Unfortunately, Su Xiaobai didn't give him a chance and directly waved the soul-locking chain in his hand to hit the old pervert. No! You'll regret it. I am under the command of Lady Enchantress. Lady Enchantress cannot spare you. Unfortunately, before the man could finish his words, Su Xiaobai beat him to death with a chain. Stare. Congratulations to the host for gaining 10 points of merit. The system's voice came again. This time, Su Xiaobai did not need to remind him. The system opened the character attributes on its own. Host Su Xiaobai. Cultivation, 50 years. Level, low-level ghost. Weapon, soul chain. Skill, Yong Ai. The sound of the system kept ringing, but unfortunately Su Xiaobai didn't listen. In his mind, he was thinking about what the old pervert said just now. Lady Enchantress? He clearly felt that the moment he killed the old pervert, there was a fatal pressure covering him, but it was fleeting and he thought it was an illusion if he didn't reflect carefully. This time, Su Xiaobai can be sure that there is a big boss in this Yanjing University, and it is very likely that she is the Enchantress. Now he is not her opponent, and will be eliminated by the latter at any time. So in order to survive, Su Xiaobai has only one way, and that is to become stronger. A huge shadow pressed on Su Xiaobai's heart, and a huge sense of crisis suddenly arose. Chapter for this beauty is a bit cold. The night is silent and gloomy, a lonely corner of Yanqing University. The gloomy, ghostly atmosphere here is permeating, making people's hair stand on end. It is a chill coming from the depths of the soul. Phew, there are two of them. Haha, this ghost is so courageous. He dares to touch even my Enchantress's people? Ahem, but at this moment, a hoarse and resentful voice lingered here, oppressing the surrounding plants to tremble. This terrifying evil spirit became even more rampant. Here comes someone. The hoarse voice echoed here, full of oppression. Who? As the hoarse voice fell, a gloomy wind came out of thin air, and then a figure appeared. The first thing that caught the eye was a pair of tall, flawless white jade legs, and then a beautiful woman wearing ancient hanfu and a red robe flowing in the cold wind appeared. The woman was very beautiful, with a coquettish beauty. Her appearance once again brought a chill to this lonely and cold night. Lord Enchantress, my subordinate Hong Yi obeys your orders. In just a moment, Hong Yi came to the entrance of a cave. knelt down on one knee, and lowered her beautiful face. Red, the hoarse voice seemed a little tempting. It's you? And seemed a little emotional. Is the little girl about to break through the 70-year mark? The hoarse voice seemed to be asking, but also seemed to be talking to itself, which was unpredictable. To tell you the story of Lady Enchantress, Hong Yi is about to reach the 70-year mark. Hong Yi said with a sense of pride in his eyes. She has been practicing Taoism for 69 years, and is also the #1 person under the Enchantress. Ha, that's right. Go ahead,